Good morning, fishing people. I'm Alan Norris from FishOn TV. It's Saturday, the 18th. Hold on a minute. The 18th of January. And no, it's not match fishing day with the club. Me and Bob, as you can see at the side of me, Bob Huntington from the Old Boys Fishing Club. We are going to visit Decoy Lakes, the Golden Rod Qualifier. We're about, according to my sat nav, we're 4 minutes away. So we're rushing to get there because we want a breakfast. We're starving, aren't we, Bob? Absolutely. Absolutely starving. Now Bob's at a bit of an advantage because he has fished it before. But it's anybody's game today. It's winter fishing. It's spread over 6 lakes, the 4 strips, Horseshoe and Beastie. Is it Beastie? And the Beastie. So I think there'll be 10 anglers per lake, so there should be plenty of room. Really looking forward to it. What do you reckon today then, Bob? Has it been too cold, or do you think it might be quite fair? Will we have a few fish?
I think we'll get a few fish. It's full of fish here, so
yeah, it's not like Southfield where the natural venue where they're up to swim in. It's well stocked for us, isn't it? So next time we'll see it, we'll be at the draw. We'll get a lovely breakfast down. We'll get a set for the day. We should see what they draw. Fingers crossed for a good peg, eh, Bob?
Yeah, both of us.
So we'll see you soon. See you later, bye. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording.
You're next to Adam Wakeman.
Got 20. How's that?
That is best taken in. Not kidding you. That's ramp. Cool.
Plenty of it?
I don't feed it. Artificial corn. On a little open-ended feed, a lot of that. Put micros in it initially. If you've got any dead wagons, just chuck it in the middle. And when the fish come, chuck your open-ended feeder, and chuck it.
You don't want to fly it, have you, Bob?
Hairy, single double. It is big peg. It is. That's M peg. Good peg. Right down the bottom. Lovely peg.
For you though, my working pan's got.
Plenty of big fish in you. If they want to feed their big carp, they're not small carp, they're big carp. 6. Yes, good. Just maggots. Maggot.
Peg 6. Right then, people. I'm here, I'm all ready. I'm on peg 6. Let's see, make sure you can see me. Right. I've only clipped up, I have 2 rods. I'm going to have a little method feed, a little pellet feeder, and a little maggot feeder. Bait choices, maggots, pellets and pop-ups and different coloured pellets and stuff like that. I'm going to start off short. I'm going to probably have like a 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock lines, as if they were like a pole line. And then on the longer line, I'm going to start maybe 3/4 of the way across and hopefully follow fish out towards the far bank as they back off. So that's my theory. And while I was testing the depth with the bomb, that's the off. I had a liner on my short line, so that's where I'm going to start. They've just shouted time, so we shall see how we get on, and I'll give you an update shortly. So fingers crossed for a few pulls. Alright people, 2 minutes in, the tip went round and the hook pulled out, and it seemed like a decent fish as well, not an F1. So I'm just getting a little liner now. Like I said before, when I threw the bomb out, it just had probably about 14 metres. I noticed some liners with no bait on when I was checking the depth. I've just had a little indication now. So David Wood from Bag Up TV, he's beside me on my left. He's just had one. He's on an F1, I think. And mine definitely was a lot bigger than an F1. So I've just put a slightly bigger hook on 16, and I've gone to an 015 bottom, because if that's the fish that are in front of me, I need to be able to handle them. So that's just thought I'd give you that little quick update. Fingers crossed that we get a few fish today. We'll see how we get on. So you can see me. Right, since I lost that one earlier, all I've had is liners and little taps. David Wood at the side of me on Bag Up TV, he's had, I think he's had 4, maybe 5. There's been the odd fish caught knocking about. Young Shannon behind me, she's had 1 and lost 1. But it seems a little bit quiet, and I do keep getting liners and I've come short and then it goes dead. Nothing's really taking it. I'm not sure whether there's small fish in here or what, or whether the little taps are the bites, but I've got a little hybrid feeder on at the minute, about 3/4 of the way across. I've just had an indication there, but there was nothing. I've just had another liner. They're not exactly heaving the rod round at the minute. I've not seen that many people. There is fish being caught, but I've not seen that many people catching. It's a nice day, a little bit fresh, but I thought I might have had something by now, but we don't want another blank, do we? I've tried my short line, just a few little taps, nothing much. I went a little bit further, then it were liners, and then nothing. So that's where we are at the minute, not a great deal to report. So I just thought I'd give you a quick update. I don't know how Bob's getting on. He don't answer his phone when he's fishing, so I can't see where he is. I'm not sure which one he is, because I don't know these lakes very well, but that's where we are at the minute. It looks like David beside me is probably winning at the minute. I think he's had the most fish so far. So we'll crack on and we'll see if we can snare a few. So I'll give you an update shortly. See you soon. Tench. Tench, Dave. A tench. Right, first fish of the day, a tench. Only about a pound or so, not very big, but more than welcome. At least there's a fish in the net, I'm not water-licked. Guy outside me has just had a nice barble, looked about 4 or 5 pound, and that's just on the little maggot feeder. So we'll get back out there and we'll see if we can get another one. But it has been quiet. Like I said, there's been 1 or 2 people catching fish, but not in great numbers. Dave's not had any more at the side of me. I think he said he got 4 F1s. Mick Val's, I think he's had 3. Oh, the guy outside of me's got into another one, and he's on a maggot feeder as well. And I've just gone on the longer line, on the 10 o'clock line. I did have a few little indications, give it a little twitch towards me, and then it went straight round. So that's where we are at the minute. I'm whispering because we're all packed in tightly. Got plenty of room on the other side, but it's pegged out every peg here. And I'm just putting half a dozen or 8 maggots in. Don't want too much feed at this time of year. And that's where we are at the minute, so we'll get it back out there, see if we can get another one. A1 position, bang on the nose. Trouble is that this time of year, you never know if there's more than 1 fish there or not. Usually though, if you get one, you get another, but that was a tench. Very, very surprised to be getting a tench at this time of year, but well, they're all welcome anyway. So I just thought I'd give you that little update. We shall check in a little bit later, or if I get another one. See you soon. Right, just lost a nice lump, and now I'm into another one on maggot feeder. Feels like a tench again, if I had to be honest. Let's have a look. Tench or an F1. It is, it's another tench. Baby tench. There we go, look at that. Little tench more than welcome at this time of year. There we go, folks. Shame I've lost those two great lumps earlier. But that's fishing for you, isn't it? You can only do your best. There we go. Strange little bite. But I need millions of them. The sound of it. David's still not had any outside of me. Got to be right, it's had a couple. And I think Mick Vals, I think she's just had another one. I'm not sure how anybody else is doing. There's not a lot of action, to be fair. Like I said, there's one or two fish being caught, but not as many as I thought there would be. So I'll give this another go, seeing as I'm getting one or two bites. So, it does feel like I'm whispering because I don't want to shout too loud with all these anglers around me, putting people off and stuff. Not that I think they're that bothered, but right, I might as well go back out there and have another little go. A1 position again. Like I said earlier, I'm going to do like a 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. That's on my 2 o'clock line. I lost a big lump there. Straightened the hook a little bit, to be fair. I don't know why. I've never had that problem before. So I've changed that hook length. One thing to remember, if you're not sure about something, change it. Don't be lazy, change it. It wasn't totally straightened, but it just didn't look quite right, so I've changed it anyway. So we're back out there. Again, it came straight after. I gave it a little twitch, and about 20 seconds later, it went round. But I'm not building any weight up with those little ones. I've heard somebody say there's a guy had one about £8. But you're going to need half a dozen of those, and it's possible here. I've just fed my short line. It's only about like a top 2 and 2, maybe a little bit further. And I just keep searching around from sort of 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock long, and then the same in the middle. And I've stopped getting the liners, so whether the fish have moved out, I don't know. But we'll soldier on, and we'll see how we'll see if we're hooking to another. If I do, I'll put it back on record. So over and out, we'll see you soon. Right, I just cast that in and it went straight round. I think it could be an F1, this one. We'll soon find out, won't we? Certainly feels bigger than a tench. Here we go, Oh, it's a nice size F1, is that? Looks about £2.5. That'll do. Let's just hope they keep coming. prettiest of fish, but it'll do. There you go, look. Right, thought I'd let you see that one. We'll get back out there, see if we can get another. See you soon. Just hooked into another one on maggot feeder again. The guy outside of me's had a couple of nice fish. Apparently they're catching behind us as well quite well. It's not the biggest, it could be an F1 or something again, I think. Oh, it's a Barble. Barble, nice surprise. A right selection of fish today. He's a wriggly little thing, look at that, little beauty. There you go, look at that. That'll do. Do about 20 more of those. So, we might as well go back out there again. So, oh. Another little update for you, so we'll crack on and we'll see if we can get another one. Over and out, see you soon. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Don't stop recording then. Right, just hooked into another one. There's an hour and 20 minutes to go. Feels a better fish we're on. This we're on a pop-up. Let's have a look. What's going on? Putting a mighty fight up. Does feel like a better fish. I just saw a fish top bang in the middle of my swim, so I decided to put a pop-up on, and I'm pretty sure that's a decent Barble. I'm sure that were a Barble. It's putting a mighty fight up, mighty. And how long has it been going? It was in for about 3 minutes and then it went straight round. It'll do. There we go, the wriggly things. I'm sure these things should be in rivers. Not used to catching them. Oh, it's taking it right down, is it? Oh, look at that one. That's not bad, is it? There we go. It's got to be at least £3, at least. It's got leeches on it. That's because they stay still for so long, leeches can grab hold of them. Right, there you go. Nice little update for you. So, just a little pop-up. Little light pop-up, 3 minutes straight round. Get in. Right, update shortly. GoPro, stop recording. Just gone on sweet corn, chasing some lumps, but I don't think I've got a lump. I managed to hook into one. Could be an F1, might be a barble, don't know yet, I've not seen it. But you might as well see it, it's another fish. There's a guy to my left on the other pond. I've just heard him admit to £50 he could be winning this zone, so I don't think anybody's got £50. It's putting a bit of a fight up. It could be a barble, this. You never know. I don't know how Bob's doing. I hope he's had a few. He did draw a good peg. Nobody seemed thrilled to bits drawing this lake. But you get what you get and you do your best. You can only do your best. Oh, it's a nice carp. Oh, it's a big F1. Decent size F1s then. Yeah. 2.5, £3 F1. There we go. Another fish. At least I'm catching a few, which is more than I had at Southfield. I've got to just do my hooking into these early doors on a regular basis. Oh, Barble hooks, and he still won't come out. Stay still. That's hooked very, very strange. Right, nearly got it out. Very weird. There we go. Yeah, I'll give that £3. Chunky little unit. So there you go, folks, another one. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be winning anything today, but really enjoyed today. It's been a cracking day. Met a few lads, met Dave from Bag Up TV, he seems like a nice fella. We've all been having a bit of a crack, so that's what it's all about, is fishing. Getting out and enjoying yourself. But yeah, smashing little venue. I'd like to fish it in summer and see what it's like. I bet it's prolific. I've had liners all day and little taps. But even when I've gone short, I've then not had an indication. I don't think they really, like I say, in winter they don't really feed properly, so they're not really wanting to feed. There's obviously plenty of fish in here with the amount of lines that I've been having all day. But it's been an enjoyable day. Always love me fishing, and it's nice to be part of the Golden Rod. And I've managed to get a ticket. I spoke to Andy Kinder for the UK Championship, so I'll be fishing 4 rounds of that. And I'll be hoping to get some footage of that, so that should be good. There'll be some mighty anglers there, mighty. So we'll give this another go. We've got 45 minutes to go, and we'll see if we can. I could just do with snaring into a few big ones, about £10 each. Right. Update later, and we'll see if I can get another one. See you soon. GoPro, stop recording. It never does.
No, well, they've got £55, no.
It's been easy, hasn't it?
No, not so.
Spectating most of the day.
15, 13. Ready? you.
I thought you were catching carp.
No, fucking
Tench, 2 tench. Yeah, alright.
it's gonna be good to catch that.
Right then, fishy people, all weighed in. As you can see, it is the day after. We did call in for a coffee to hopefully see the presentation of the golden rod at Decoy Lakes, but it was getting on a little bit. It was dragging its heels a little bit. We'd got a 2 hour, that time of night, 2.25 hour journey back home, so we left after about half an hour. So we did miss the presentation, so I do apologise for that. I do normally like to stay for them, but we had to get on. It was Saturday night, going out for a drink with the missus, you know, priorities first. So anyway, you've got to keep the ladies happy. Right, my match. As you probably saw, or heard should I say, when I tested the depth, because I've never fished it before, it seemed like it was sort of 5 to 6 foot deep, and I just left the bomb in there just for a few seconds, and I got liners instantly from sort of 3/4 of the way across, halfway, and short at about 10 meters, 10, 11, 12 meters, you know, that the pole line. And I had liners, so I thought, well, there's definitely fish in front of me. So, you know, you get a little bit excited, don't you? Well, I drew, as you saw, peg 6, which is, it's, you know, it's okay. That it's the middle, pretty much not far off the bang in the middle of the strips, which is a good area from what I've heard. Bob drew peg 20, which was on oak, which was the peg. Tommy Pickering drew, I had to have a little giggle, I think he drew peg 10. And as he's walking out, I think he had a little bit of Tourette's. I don't think he fancied it, because normally on the end pegs, they don't usually perform as well as the middle of the strips. And that's what we was led to believe. But it's winter fishing. Match pressure, how things can change. He actually had a bit of a spring in his step when I saw him about half an hour later. He'd seen a few fish topping, and he actually did okay, did Tommy. But being the mighty fisherman that he is, if there are fish there, he's going to catch them. So we'll get onto that shortly. So anyway, my first cast, I decided the lines that I'm going to do. If I'm fishing a pole line in winter, I will have a sort of a 10 o'clock and a 2 o'clock, because usually when you catch 1 or 2 in winter, they can spook a little bit. You'll nick a few fish from one area and try another area. Not too much feed, so that's how I was going to approach my short line. The long lines, pretty much the same. I was casting, so I was sort of 10 to 14 meters away from the far bank, 3/4 of the way across, and I was going to hit that area. And if I was getting into fish and they backed off, I could chase them back. That's the way I was thinking. I had a maggot feeder set up, and I had a little hybrid feeder set up. So that was the approach. First cast, I was next to David Wood on peg 7. He hooked into one in the first minute, and so did I. And it was a nice lump. I lost it. No reason, the hook just pulled out. I had an 18 up with an 013 bottom. And I thought, right, well, if that's the stamp of fish I'm going to be hitting, I changed to a 16 and an 015 bottom. And then all I had was liners. I was getting linered to death. So usually when you get liners, you tend to need to bring it towards you a little bit, because obviously the fish are going past the line that's coming towards your tip. But once I got too close, nothing, and nothing materialised into a bite. Went back out to the area that I was getting the liners, and it was liners again. Even more liners. No matter where I actually put the feeder, I was getting liners. If I brought it forward, then the liners had stopped, but then I had no bites. A little bit frustrating, to be fair. I was putting half a dozen to 10 maggots at the most in a small feeder, single and double maggot on the hook, even tried a soft pellet, and I couldn't get any proper takes. I had about an hour without a decent bite. Now, because I was having so many liners, I tended not to only leave the feeder in for maybe 7 or 8 minutes. When I heard the guys afterwards who actually caught, they were having the same problem and just ignored the liners and just left it. And I think that's where I've made a mistake. Even though I did catch a few fish, I had a few nice Barble, I had some Tench and Roach, I had some F1s, and I had 16 pounds worth of fish, which is better than a blank. But I was disappointed knowing that there were fish in front of me. the error I think I made, I should have probably just left the feeder in a lot longer and waited for the rod to go round. From what I've heard, that's what was happening behind me on, I think it was the elm that was behind me. So if I have made a mistake, I think that was it. I did try the hybrid feeder. I tried a pop-up. I tried a pop-up at 4-inch. I tried a pop-up at 12-inch, and I did get a fish on a pop-up. But it wasn't the fish I was expected. It was a Barble. They're not even designed. They're designed to feed off the bottom, but I ended up with a nice Barble. So that was pretty much my match all day, getting a bit frustrated with liners. I knew there were fish there. A little bit more patience needed, so that's something to learn for next time. Bob, he had no liners whatsoever. He had about 16 pounds of the fish on the favoured peg. Even though we thoroughly enjoyed the day, we were disappointed with the amount of fish that we caught. But it was a cracking day. I had a bit of a crack with David Wood at the side of me. He seems like a nice fellow from Bag Up TV, eating his Whisper halfway through. He likes his chocolate bars. Old school Whisper Dave. So, nice to meet you anyway. Right, I had Shannon Swallow behind me. She's fished a tidy match. Now, I didn't stay, but I have got the results. The fish, looking at the results, came from the unfavoured pegs. So in 5th place, Alan Harrison, peg 15 on elm, which is not normally one for winning loads of matches. He had 58 pounds there, fishing pretty much how I'd done. I think it was method feeder and maggot feeder. And in 4th place, Shannon Swallow fished a cracking match. She told me she just fished maggot feeder short most of the day, and she'd 59 pounds. So what a mighty fisher woman you are! What a lovely little match you've had there, 59 pounds, and unlucky not to qualify with that kind of weight. In 3rd place, the guy who had Tourette's walking out of the door. He wasn't very happy, Tommy Pickering. But he's come in with his 66 pounds, being the mighty fisherman there he is, from peg 10. Again, not really a favoured peg, so well done Tommy Pickering. He's fished maggot feeder short and banjo, that's one of his favourites, long. So sort of, and when I saw him casting, it looked like he was casting sort of 3/4 of the way across. In 2nd place, again unlucky not to qualify, Stuart Fotheringham, peg 13, an unfavoured peg. He didn't fancy it at all. 69 pounds 7. So what a mighty fisherman you are, and unlucky on not qualifying. And in 1st place, from Hayfield Lakes, the Hayfield Lakes specialist, Graham Wall, peg 13, again an unfavoured peg on elm, 72 pounds 6, and I'm pretty sure it was him that I heard saying he got the liners. He ended up just leaving it in until the tip went round. So well done on qualifying. That's your first qualifier there. Graham Wall on elm, peg 13, 72 pounds 6. What a mighty fisherman you are. I don't know what the weights of the other guys were, but the other qualifier, Chris Annett, he's qualified. He goes to the final, and he's always there. He's one of the mightiest fishermen at Lindome. In fact, he's probably the mightiest fisherman at Lindome. Nick Speed is your 3rd qualifier. So well done you 3 on qualifying. Wish you all the very best. I'm in the next goldenrod at Lindome Lakes, which is, I forgot what date it is. It's in February. I think it's the 15th of February. I'll have to double check that. So that's my experience of another goldenrod, not a blank. We will be fishing our match at where are we, at Barble on Tuesday, so I look forward to seeing you on the bank there. I hope you've enjoyed the insight to another goldenrod competition for myself, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. So if you've enjoyed the video today, don't forget folks, it's absolutely free to subscribe. Click the notification bell, you'll get notifications as we upload videos. So thank you very much for watching and clicking on my video, and we'll see you on the bank next time. Don't forget, fish on guys, and we'll see you next time. Ta-ra. GoPro, stop recording. Don't stop.